How many of you remember when the van used to make this noise? Yeah, that noise is atrocious. I need to figure that out because that can't be normal. That noise was basically the fly screen in the habitation door, just as you come in the van, the main door, which had so much flex in the middle, it was smashing off the frame that it sits in and making a horrific noise. It was relentless on any surface, no matter how smooth it was. So basically I said to Marquis, you're gonna have to take that off because I cannot deal with that, and it's in the winter and I didn't need it yet anyway, so just take it off the van. And when I was finishing off the gas tank video this morning in the garden, I seen the just sheer quantity of little flies kicking around. I thought I'll Google to figure out when midgie season kind of starts in Norway, because they do get midgies just like Scotland, and it turns out the season starts while I'm there. And because I keep forgetting that, yes, just because I'm leaving in April, that doesn't mean that's when I'm going to be there for the most part. I'm actually there more in May and in June a little bit as well. So I thought I'm going to have to get on to Marquis and see if I can get this fly screen back. I rang Nick. Nick was like, look, bring it down, I'll get one of the lads to fit it. It doesn't take long, it's not a big job, and I really do appreciate the service and the help that I've had from Nick from the very beginning of getting the van. He's been absolute diamond the whole time, to be honest. So I'm heading there now to get that picked up. The issue with this though is that now I've got the rattly fly screen back in the van, I'm going to have to put up with the noise, and I just can't deal with that. The difference is that now I have got a 3D printer and I'm pretty good at figuring bits out with it. So the plan is, once I get it fitted back in the van, I'll put the camera on so you can see what the problem is. Then when I get home, I need to figure out a solution for a 3D printer, fit it to the van, and hopefully fix the rattle. Thought I'll come and have a look. I think they're open. They are. So I can see if you see what I mean. You hear it straight away.
You've heard of the NC500, it's iconic, stunning beaches, epic scenery and some of the best roads in the UK, but it only scratches the surface of the Scottish Highlands. You miss out on places like the Cairngorms and even the Isle of Skye. So while I'm away filming in Norway, you can grab all three of our best-selling travel guides, the NC500 Improved, the Ultimate Scottish Road Trip and the Cairngorms and Highlands, half price in a bundle. That's just £30 for all three, only £10 per guide.
As a YouTube channel, we do not do any sponsored content, brand related content, power bank reviews or any of that. We only advertise things that we make ourselves, which is why the sales of our travel guides massively are appreciated. They support the production of videos like this, the adventures, the diesel to get to these places, to make videos that hopefully you guys enjoy. To get this discount, head over to the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. This is the problem. It moves tons and I need to try and fix that. That's the problem. It's so dark in here. This one's actually the same as mine, so this is a P80. Yeah, I think it is. Seems different though, doesn't it? Looks very different. It's proper dark. I think it's the neck curtains, that which makes the noise, and I'm not 100% certain how I'm really going to be able to prevent that from making the noise, if I'm honest. So I'm back home. As you can probably see, it rattles like a good one, like properly rattles. The first 3D design, so this is here, it's on an angle, so then the foam would go here, another one here which would press against this. So then I've got the double-sided tape on the back, that'll keep it in the channel, foam tape on the top, and then the support. It's probably not quite strong enough for what I will need, but as a prototype it doesn't really need to be strong, it just needs to technically, theoretically work. The first prototype is in, and if I'm being completely transparent, I've already got another prototype printing because this one doesn't fit quite as nice as I would have wanted. The thing is, I'll be able to secure it in the middle because if you look, so you've got this section here which sticks out, so when that pulls over the top of it, it stops there from really moving a lot. But it doesn't, I don't have that up here. It's not the same thing. So that solution won't work for everything. So the second prototype should be just about finishing. And here it is, nearly finished. The biggest issue, if I'm being honest, is this top bit. I've just got no idea how I'm going to be able to put anything there, really. This is essentially what I've designed. So these are different plates, all the depth of the channel that the whole thing sits in. I've got a 1.5mm, 1mm and 0.5 because I'm not sure what's going to be the right size. So we'll try the 1.5mm first. And then we're too big, we'll try the 1mm. So it looks like I actually only need one of them. So I think that's gonna solve that problem. So I've got roughly about 70 centimeters in length to cover. So that seems like it might end up working. It definitely stops the sort of just the small rattle where you've got obviously the movement on the plastic on plastic or metal on metal, whatever it is. It's so much more structurally sound than it was, to be fair. So yeah, I think, you know what I'm gonna do. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to 3D print some little supports that essentially go from here to there across that width, just to give it a little bit more, because I don't know if some of the flex actually starts to come from that bit, the fact that the top does move. Because what I noticed, as soon as I move this moves a lot, so there's obviously quite a bit of movement in that bit as well. So I'm going to create some supports for that now. Let's get that measured up and try it. The moment of truth. You can see what I'm trying to achieve. It's solid, proper solid. So let's see whether it fits. So it fits that perfectly that I actually can't get it back out, and I don't even need to use tape or glue. The downside of it fitting that perfectly is I've put it on the opposite side to the side that I really need it to be able to test whether it works. So now I've got to wait and 3D print some more before I can actually check. But to be honest, I don't really think I could have made it any more perfectly. I've made another one. You can see it better. I had noticed as well, I don't know if you can see on here, see if I can get it to focus. See the sort of ridges there, like here. They were a bit of an accident, but I think that they're what's also assisting in just adding a little bit of grip and giving it resistance to keep it in place. So I'm going to get this one in right in line. That's it. That is it. Listen. Oh yes, over the moon with that. It doesn't even make the same noise. I mean, you've got some, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to print them all the way around. So if I do 1, 2, 3, yeah, I mean, even if you just look at this, there's like flex in this frame. So if I do like maybe 1, 2, 4 on each side, maybe one more in the middle of the top, I think that is the answer. We're back. It's 4:30 playing on this all day waiting for prototypes. So this is the support which I'm hoping will fit in this channel. This one is for here, and that'll just sit nice and flush in the middle there. So I'll stick that on. It's not even remotely flush at the minute, but it will be. That should hopefully add a bit of stability to that one. And then this end should slip in there nicely. And it'll just brace. Can you even see it? So it's like a shape. And then it'll just slip in there. Double-sided tape that in. And that'll keep that snug as a bug. In all fairness, it should help square some of this up as well, because it isn't square at all. This has took basically 2 full days, and it's not quite done yet, but I would dare say it's the most over-engineered solution, or overly complicated solution, maybe it's not engineered, of them all. So this is kind of how it is at the minute. Again, this will change in all fairness. I think I'll make things a little bit more subtle, maybe make them out of white, but I didn't have any white filament. So let's have a look at the initial bits. Obviously got the supports all the way down along the top, and then all the way down the side. I've got some of this. Now that is in this, just in the middle section, what hits the door. That is the VW, sounds like a golf, like rubber seal thing that you put on your doors from Transporter HQ. It does actually work as well, so worth buying if you want to sort of just seal the doors a little bit better, and it's about 15 quid. I will be adding that strip the entire length, which should add a little bit of additional weight, and also hopefully it'll just kind of stop any hitting off the door, or at least any sound from it. It's just in the recess. I've also got, obviously this is what I installed earlier. So that's 1mm thick by I think 12 high, and that stops the rattle within it. Then I've got this for the time being. Again, with that, I'll probably make it out of white filament once I buy some, just so that you don't notice it as much. Again, I'm not too fussed, I just want it to work. On the other side, I've fixed a couple of them down there, and essentially they should keep it taut on this side as well, so the frame doesn't really move. I am going to print another one of these ones, one of them, and probably put it, don't even know if I'm going to need another one, to be honest. I might, we'll see. What I'll also do is, I'll see if that fits in there, which is the same one that I've put here. So I'm going to put the final one down the bottom, and then it's time for a test drive to see whether all of this has made any difference whatsoever. It's another day later, and I've been procrastinating quite a bit. It's now Sunday, and yes, I don't know whether it's mainly because I think it might still make the noise and I really don't want to find out, but I've got the camera. I'm going to fix it onto the window exactly as I done when I was driving back from Marquis, and we'll do a side-by-side video to see whether all of this work, all of this 3D printing in time, nearly 3 days, has even made any bit of difference to the door or not. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know how I would make this a ready-made kit for anyone. It's a lot of stuff and a lot of work, but for me it's worth it. So let's see, shall we? So I think the camera angle that I've got is pretty much identical to the one that I set on the way back from Marquis, so we'll see. I'm going to go for a drive up and down the road. This road that I am driving on, or that I'm going to be driving on, is the one outside my house, and it's much worse than the one outside of Marquis. So even if it's comparatively similar, I'll be happy, I think. But we'll see. It's more about the noise than it is out else. If it moves but it doesn't make the same noise, I'll still be happier. So let's go and have a look. Happy days. That is so much better. I am getting a slight squeak, which I knew because I think it's up here, and I heard this yesterday. So that I'm gonna have to figure out. I've got some silicone spray. I might just give that a little squeeze and spray in there. But in terms of rattle with the door, I'll have to consult the video to double check. You'll have seen before I've actually seen it whether there was much movement at all. But from what I've seen, didn't look anywhere near the same level of movement as it was before. So job done. Happy days. I'm going to print a fair few of these spares off though before I head to Norway, because I don't want, if any of these fall off and I lose them, I don't want to go back to having a rattly one of these. So happy days, and that's the process. That's what it's actually like, for me anyway, trying to figure out noises that do me not in. Thanks for watching, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in episode number 1, definitely next time, of the Ultimate Norway Road Trip. But it's Sunday. Gonna watch Man United probably get beat by Newcastle and drop the van off to get the electrical install done, because there's another battery going in. I'll see you in the next one.